Our guest today is Mohan Subramaniam. This will be the 8th year he's producing a musical show based on Bollywood songs, which are also based on themes. And this year's theme is Aashiq-e-Sadabahar, the cool couples of Bollywood. Mohan, welcome to our studio.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I just would, a small modification I would make for the introduction, that it's not just me but my wife Meera.
Sure.
Who's,
well, I know that there's a whole team behind you, of course, yes.
But
yes.
my partner in crime, I guess, in these programs.
You guys have done a fantastic job for the last 7 years. This is the 8th year, and I'm sure that you have developed a very good following in the community as well.
Thank you.
And we are looking forward to seeing your program next month.
Next month.
Yes.
April 28th.
April 28th, yes, in Lexington.
In Lexington.
Okay. So before we kick off our discussion, I just want to talk about two things. One is that how challenging or how exciting it is to consistently come up with a theme. So how do you come with that?
Right.
And second thing, I just want to give you a quick quiz.
Sure.
And see how you do on this one.
Okay.
I will just take a name of a Bollywood person, male or female, and just say, oh, this fits very well with the couple.
Right.
Rajesh Khanna.
Either Mumtaz or Sharmila Tagore.
Amitabh Bachchan.
Rekha or Jaya.
Devanand.
I would say Wahida Rehman.
Hema Malini.
Dharmendra.
A tricky question. Guru Dutt.
Wahida Rehman.
I think you are absolutely right, yes. What about if you go to, say, let's another name, Raj Kapoor?
Sure. I would say Raj Kapoor there's no question, it's Nargis. I mean, of all iconic couples, I guess, I mean, that pair is right at the very top, I would say.
Sasi Kapoor?
I would say Nanda.
So let's talk about some new singers as well, or new actors, I should say.
Right.
What about Shahrukh Khan?
I would say Kajol.
Kajol?
Yeah.
I think that's a good, they had a good chemistry. Right. Salman Khan?
Salman Khan is interesting. I mean, I would say Aishwarya Rai because of, there's some background also. But they've done some very good movies together.
And Madhuri Dixit?
Madhuri Dixit is interesting. I mean, I would, she's a very good star, but I would find it hard to kind of pair her with somebody. But, Shahrukh, she's done a lot of movies with Shahrukh Khan. She's done some very good movies with Anil Kapoor, right? And some of her big ones are with him. So yeah, some of these, that's the whole point. That is, there are some actors and actresses who are kind of almost at parity with whoever they act with. But there are some where their performance becomes a little special when paired with a particular person. And that's the theme that we have picked up.
Okay. So before we get into this year's theme,
right.
Just wanted to talk to you is how challenging it is that you have done, this is your 8th program,
sure.
And all the 7 programs you've done in the past, they have also based on one particular theme.
Right.
So how challenging it is to come up with those themes?
It is.
And what is your criteria?
Right. No, it is absolutely very challenging. So when we began with a very simple, relatively simple theme based on one singer, right, Mukesh.
Mukesh, yeah, I remember that.
Then with music directors, we started becoming a little more creative. So if it was SD and RD as a duo, or even with Shankar Jaikishan, we did Aawaz-e-Jazbaat, trying to put different emotions. So we're trying to put a spin, even if we are. The other unique thing we did was with a film director like Hrishikesh Mukherjee. Now, why take a film director for a music program? But not many people know. Like he was a accomplished sitar artist. He was very fond of Vilayat Khan. But in his movies, he used to pick Ravi Shankar as his music director at least once for Anuradha. And Ravi Shankar used to be busy with his concerts, and although he composed music for Anuradha, many of the songs were recorded by him, Hrishikesh. So what I'm saying is that we pick people who are in some ways where their story can be interwoven with with a story which has a lot of musical element to it. So Khandane Kapoor was one theme.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Right.
Sure.
So, which is amazing because if you think about that clan,
Absolutely.
right, it's unparalleled.
It's
still going on,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
I mean, with big stars.
Sure.
So yeah, but it is challenging because it has to be new, it has to be innovative, and even if you pick a music director or a singer or an actor, there has to be something where in the program or in the show we can present a story.
So this year's program, next month's program, what is the audience is going to walk away with? I don't want you to give you the secret, but give us some sort of idea, sense.
Right. So this is something that I guess the audience walks away from most of our shows, I think. I think what we deliver is an evening wherein they can come and they can literally get into a time machine.
Mm-hmm.
It takes them to the time when they were young, when they were in India. It takes them to their memories of when they were growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And we do it through different ways. First of all, by picking themes which are like Khandane Kapoor takes us through the whole journey.
Mm-hmm.
But themes or S.D. Burman, R.D. Burman. But when we present the songs that we pick and the video backdrops that we give
Mm-hmm.
really takes them into that time period. So the video backdrop that accompany our shows, our music tracks, they are very carefully designed to be almost like that third dimension in emotion. So obviously the voice is there, the music and the track is there, but the video brings that third dimension to take people right to that point where, when they may have heard Kora Kagaz for the first time, or they would have heard Dil Ka Bhawar Kare Pukar for the first time, and their memories with Qutub Minar and Devanand and Nutan all come alive, right? So that is what I think most people take away. And with Meera's help and our committee's help, we also try to make the programs as slick as possible. And people come, they have a nice time, some good quality music, good quality singing, nicely chosen songs. And
So who are some of the singers this year?
so our core team remains the same. We don't make many changes. So there are 3 female singers, Soumya Shri, Nidhi Tarelad, and a new female singer who's just joined us, Ashwini Paranjpe. And male singers, Raghu Saranathan, who's always been with us right from the almost the second show, Hemant Patkar, and me. So there's 3 female singers and 3 male singers.
So now this is about the Bollywood couples. So
Right.
all songs will be duet, or you
No,
have some
no.
solos too?
So that's the beauty of it, because of the fact that we can bring the video backdrop. So even if it's a solo, as long as the video backdrop has both, right, we can deliver. So there are solos and there are duets.
Can you tell us about a couple of songs? You want to keep it secret?
I would like to keep it a secret in the sense, it gives, I think there's a certain joy as the songs unfold. And obviously there are some songs which are, going to be, people could guess. I mean, Raj Kapoor, Nargis, you can guess, right, what songs, or Rajesh Khanna, Mumtaz, or Rajesh Khanna, Shamila. Everybody has their favorite choices. But we try to surprise you, which is, there are some songs that we pick where you would say, oh my God, this, I used to be so fond of this song. I've not heard this for 20 years. And wow, I mean, this is so beautiful. And it's great for us too, because even to rehearse and practice and deliver those kinds of songs, it's a lot more fun than singing a song which has been...
well, those are first people of our generation who are stuck in 60s, 70s,
Exactly.
or 80s.
I like that.
Right? Well, I too, so... But my question is that if, suppose some younger generation is there, have you picked any couple from the more younger actors or actresses?
Right. The trouble is, for us, even when we look at the younger generation, it's about 15 years old, right?
Okay, sure.
So, I would say that there are 2 things here. One is that for me, I have for me, the older songs of the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s have been ingrained in my soul in certain ways.
Sure.
That I find it so much easier to deliver the emotion behind it. With the newer songs, I have not yet got into that kind of, so my bias has always been.
What about 50s? I think 50s were also very,
Yes.
very sexy songs,
Exactly.
very, incredible. Like, do you have anything? Have you thought?
Of course.
Okay, sure, yeah.
We'll surprise you with that.
Okay, excellent. Now, off the camera, you were talking about your recent meeting and conversation with Amin Saini.
Oh yes, that was.
And he himself is a big legend. So I want to talk to you how he's 85-year-old today, and how it was to meet with him, and what did you learn from him?
Oh my goodness! I mean, the first thing I can tell you, what I learned from him, is absolute humility. I mean, a man. I don't know how many people know that after independence, All India Radio was not allowed to play Hindi film music.
Okay, I didn't know that myself.
Right,
Yeah.
and this man was rejected by All India Radio, saying that he's a Gujarati, by the way,
Okay.
and that his Hindi was not good enough, apparently. I mean, and he worked at it, but All India Radio denied him. All India Radio did not allow Hindi songs. He went to Ceylon. Remember
That's why it was called Radio Ceylon.
Radio
Yeah.
Ceylon, right? And he is probably single-handedly responsible, I would say, in kind of pressurizing the Indian government, in realizing what a treasure trove of music we have, and we were denying it to people, and the whole notion of Vivid Bharati and all those kinds of things started at that time. And of course, a man who he used to be, so close to people like Mohammad Rafi, and yet when you meet him, right, there is not one trace that he's such a great man, and so humble, so modest. I mean, that's an easy question. I mean, if you learn.
So how did he look at age 85? I've not
He
seen it.
looks very good. In fact, I'll share some pictures
Yeah,
with you,
we'll
and
love
I'll
to
I'll
include
put
that,
a
yeah.
video of this thing. He looks very good, and his voice is still the same. He talked about many of his old. One of the things I asked him specifically, because I always thought that he was very close to Mohammad Rafi, and and I asked him, and he said that he's by the way Gujarati. I think he's a Bohra Muslim, or he's a Muslim, and at that time he married a Kashmiri Hindu Pandit, Mattu, and his mother-in-law was a musician, and she was some big shot in All India Radio. I mean, this is after his marriage, and he said that Rafi Saab used to consider his mother-in-law as one of his mentors. So he had a very close relationship with him, and the I got a sense that one of his regrets was, he said that I could not do a good interview with Rafi Saab. One thing about Mohammad Rafi, it's very ironic in some ways that when you talk to him in person, you couldn't really catch what he was saying. He was so soft spoken. He would just mumble.
The only thing I know about Rafi is his smile.
Yeah, but the thing is, a man who you could barely hear when he spoke, when he sang. What? I mean, bolte na buland awaaz. I mean, the way his power used to come in his voice. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
What will be a couple of your favorite songs of Rafi?
Oh.
I know I'm putting in a toughest spot here, but like, if you have to pick two.
Man re to kahe na dheer.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And Din Dhal Jaye,
Yes,
Raat Na Jaye.
absolutely.
One is from S.D. Burman, and the other, I think it's Roshan. Right? Yeah.
So
Okay.
let me ask you one more question before I let you go. Is when it comes to theme-based programs, of course, Amin Saini was a king of everything he produced, he did his songs, selections, everything. There was some order into that.
Beautiful.
So, what did you talk to him about the theme-based?
Absolutely, and
Okay.
he had some very interesting thoughts. He said one theme, for example, he said Ek Kumari, Char Kumar. He's essentially talking about Meena Kumari. with Pradeep Kumar, Rajendra Kumar, Dilip Kumar, and so on. I mean, so themes like that are so interesting. That is the creativity, right? With theme-based programs. That is, we have a treasure trove of music and songs. I mean, if you can very easily do a program by randomly picking 20 songs, and they'll be wonderful. Right? Just randomly pick them, and they're all beautiful songs.
Okay.
But the challenge is in terms, how do you weave it into a story? And so, if, for example, if you take Ek Kumari, Char Kumar, I mean, think of the beautiful songs between Meena Kumari and Pradeep Kumar, and Meena Kumari and Dilip Kumar. Immediately that song comes to mind, right? Wo Do Sitaro Ka Zameen, Par Hai Milan. I mean, these are all classic songs, but there is a certain charm that comes when it is presented in that.
So you may not have maybe Meena Kumari in your program, or I'm not sure. But I have to ask you that, who will pair Meena Kumari with?
It depends. I mean, what angle do you take?
Well, if I take the same criteria of...
I would take, she was very close to Pradeep Kumar.
Pradeep Kumar.
She's done a lot of movies with him. And some, some Aarti is one example. If you remember that song, Ab Kya Misal Doon, right?
What about Dharmendra?
Very interesting. And I would, without opening up a lot of the secrets about our theme, I would encourage the viewers to come to our program and see, what is the relationship between Meena Kumari and Pradeep Kumar and Dharmendra, and how do these iconic pairs come together.
Okay.
Right?
So now, coming back to the program, your program is almost sold out.
Right.
We still have few tickets left.
We started ticketing today, but we are very fortunate. I must say that the most humbling thing is that this is the 8th year we are doing it, and the interest and the love from the audience has only increased. So yeah, we have left with a handful of tickets actually. It's almost gone.
Excellent. Well, Mohan, thank you very much for coming to our studio, and
My pleasure.
All the best for the program.